Hello, and welcome to this episode of Main Street Monday, a monthly virtual meeting presented by the Kansas Main Street Program. This informal meeting is designed to offer updates from the state and national Main Street programs, but most important, it gives our designated Kansas Main Street communities an opportunity to share a little bit about what they've been doing in their communities. These are scheduled at 10 a.m. on the second Monday of each month. If you have not signed up, you can find a link in the description in this video. We hope you'll join us for future episodes. And now, let's get started with this month's episode. And so today we're excited that Baldwin City has a great group there. I can see them all packed in that room. Lori Trojan, the floor is yours from Baldwin City. So tell us all things good in Baldwin City.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Shelley and Robert. Great to see everyone this morning. Welcome to Baldwin City. We are delighted to be a member of the Main Street program now, and we are prepared to bring a little report for you this morning about all the exciting things that are happening in our community. We'd like to start by introducing everyone at the table so you know some of our people that make up Baldwin City Main Street. We'd like to start with Glenn Rodden.
Morning, Glenn Rodden, City Administrator, Baldwin City. I'm on the Economic Vitality Committee.
Hi everyone, Jeanette Blackmar at the Lumberyard Arts Center, and I serve on the design team.
Hello everyone, Susan Decker from Baker University. I also serve on the design team.
Good morning, Sharon Pasetsky. I serve on the design team and I'm the owner of Quilter's Paradise.
Lori Trojan, you know me. I'm the Executive Director of Main Street for Baldwin City and also the Executive Director of the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce.
Casey Simoneau, Mayor, Baldwin City.
Hi, I'm Nikki Manbeck. I am a business owner in downtown. I have 2 physical locations and 4 businesses total, all of which that are in our downtown, and I'm on the promotions committee.
Hi, I'm Julie Constantinescu, and I'm on the Baldwin City City Council, and I'm also on the design committee.
I'm Dana Mullis. I am on the promotions committee, and I am getting ready to open my new business in downtown Baldwin called Baldwin City Made.
We're very excited. I'm just going to jump in very quickly. Dana Mullis, who is with Great Plains Promotion that just introduced herself, is now opening a brand new business on 8th Street in our downtown Main Street area. We're very excited. She's taking the space that Homegrown Yoga used to have, as they are now moving to a much bigger, beautiful spa destination location, also still in the Main Street area. So 2 brand new exciting businesses for us.
And with that festival spirit, I am Eileen Kinsey on the committee of Maple Leaf Festival, and I'm on the design group.
I'm Wendy Conover. I'm the director of the Baldwin City Library, which sits on one fabulous corner of our Main Street, and I'm also on the design committee.
I'm Lynn Hughes. I'm the communications director for the city of Baldwin City, and I serve on the organization committee.
And we are all delighted to be here. And we have a slideshow presentation for you. Scott, is it possible for you to share a screen with us?
I can share the screen.
You got it? Lynn's got it. Lynn's our tech person. And we'll let Lynn Hughes take it away. Lynn is responsible for this beautiful slideshow presentation, and she will walk us through it.
This is our lovely downtown, the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce, together with Main Street, and implementing the Main Street approach in Baldwin City. This is our Main Street mission statement. The Baldwin City Main Street organization champions a vibrant community by promoting market growth. This is a photo of Maple Leaf Fest, which Eileen mentioned that she's a member of the committee. Several of us are actually. It's the biggest thing that we do in Baldwin City, probably as a community. And it involves pretty much every bit of the community. One of the goals that Main Street has had is to not exactly duplicate, but add to what we do at Maple Leaf throughout the year. Another of our mission statement tenets is fostering shared community projects. This is a photo of our lovely Wendy Conover and artist Meg working on a mosaic down at the library the other day. There's a new mural, mosaic, and pocket garden and parklet and all sorts of cool stuff coming to the library downtown. And we also intend to build a healthy future for Baldwin City. However you want to interpret healthy. All right, so in the last 4 months, since the Main Street program in Baldwin City really got started, we have quite a lot of things that have been going on. There have been 4 committees formed, all of which are represented here this morning. 55 total community members serving on committees. That's really, really cool. I think when we started talking about forming a Main Street organization, it was one of the biggest things that we cared about as a city was drawing the community together to focus on shared projects. The number of hours invested so far, 396, which is just totally incredible. And I should note that that does not include the executive director's time. 60 downtown businesses right now. Don't know if that includes Dana, so maybe we have 61. 1 analysis survey conducted by Main Street organization. 8 projects developed by the committee so far. That's a so far because I swear there's a running list of things that people want to do that we will get to. 1 HEO grant awarded, which is a big secret and we're not talking about it, but we're super excited. $40,000 that has come into the downtown Baldwin City and to a specific business downtown due to our being part of the Main Street program. It's a big deal. 4 educational opportunities offered to downtown businesses and anyone else who is interested. And 1 fundraiser planned, and that one's, I mean, 1 fundraiser, but how many times is it happening? It's a farmer's market / maker's market that is to happen once a month, all summer, 4 total times. It'll be our mini Maple Leaf Festival. So we're pretty stinking excited about that. And this is our lovely downtown. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Lynn. Beautiful presentation. Start on that, and it shows, and we appreciate it. Some of the things that Baldwin City has been involved in, and Lynn mentioned 8 projects, of which a few are absolutely stand out. One is the committees have been involved with the Baker University students in one class from Baker University, which is the marketing and business class. Their whole project for this semester has been to do a survey of our downtown businesses to find out about the history of their business, all the details, including those about their buildings, and also some of their expectations of the city itself and their expectation of Main Street, what their current challenges are, and how Main Street can help them. We will be seeing the results of that survey in a presentation made by the Baker students on Wednesday, May 11th. And we're very excited to see that presentation. And that will also help us to inject data into Maestro, that we are waiting for now. So we're delighted to have made this collaboration with the Baker U students, and their project will highly impact Main Street. So that's very exciting. And it's been such a wonderful work to be with these students and to guide them along the way and to have that involvement with that particular class and that particular professor. Something else that's exciting that's coming up, and that is our design team is doing an oral history presentation coming up. Jeanette Blackmar here joining us this morning is the chair of that committee. And maybe, Jeanette, you might like to talk just very briefly about the oral history project and how that will impact Main Street.
Thanks, Lori, for putting me on the spot. I'm just gonna take the over here with Wendy Conover. Our wonderful library has been really, we have a Kansas room that promotes everything Baldwin City history. And it was really a spinoff from the work that, again, this partnership, Baldwin City grows because Baker University grows. We grow in tandem, and that partnership is really important. Wendy, over the last several months, has been working with Baker archivist, with Baker University on this Baldwin City oral history project. We thought what an important element to integrate the work, the research that they're looking at to record the history of downtown business owners, citizens who have been involved in downtown through the decades. And so we're just going to add that information into the business inventory survey that the Baker University students are doing. So what's also very fabulous is that we're integrating experts working with the Douglas County Cultural Natural Heritage Council, as well as Kansas State Historical Society, SHPO's office, and Douglas County Historic Preservation Conference that's also happening in June. So we're going to have a panel of oral history experts that are going to educate and inform the community on why history matters, and in particular, the input that citizens have, capturing those stories from what we're calling Baldwin City historian. They're basically celebrities in our community. So this really integrates a lot of the work, the values of Main Street into work that's being done in our community ongoing.
Thanks, Jeanette. And something else I'd like to mention too is just recently, the Kansas Chamber of Commerce allowed me the opportunity to apply and recommend two of our local businesses for regional excellence awards. And we nominated two. And out of 177 nominees across the state, both of our Baldwin City businesses won regional awards. One of them was Jeanette's well-known Lumberyard Arts Center. We're delighted. And the other was Jacob Walters from Job Ads, who won the Under 30 Entrepreneur in Excellence Award. And we're so proud of him. He makes custom baseball bats and sells them across the world. He's quite an extraordinary young man. We're quite proud of that. So thank you, Jeanette, very much for being here. I'd like to very briefly introduce Dana Mullis, who is the chairperson from our promotions committee. And Dana, who, as I already mentioned, is bringing a new business to our Main Street downtown, is also heading this very important committee. And they're doing some amazing things. And so very briefly, Dana, I'm putting you on the spot as well. I'd love for you to tell a little bit about what your committee is doing and some of the things that you've accomplished thus far, which has been quite amazing, including a logo for Main Street.
Oh, okay. Well, we've been focusing a lot about promoting our downtown businesses and also including information about our community, like our attractions. We have some volunteers that are working on collecting data about attractions, and we want to get some photographs and get that online so that people who want to visit Baldwin City can kind of get a preview of what we've got to offer.
I think that's a beautiful story. I do. And Dana has a massive committee. How many people approximately on your committee?
We have 13 volunteers on my committee.
13 volunteers. So 55 community members in total that are volunteering for our committees, 13 on the promotions committee. So a lot of followers there, Dana. It's fantastic. You're doing great work. We also have Lynn Hughes, who provided our presentation this morning, who humbly said that she is part of the organization committee, but in fact leads our organization committee. And Lynn is currently working on a mission statement and other things on your committee. Perhaps a brief description of what you're involved in, Lynn.
So the mission statement is very new. But I think it encompasses what the Baldwin City Main Street organization is about. And we took into consideration several of our other communities' mission statements and vision statements while forming that. And then also the organization committee is providing support to Lori in the form of volunteer hour management and entering information into Maestro, and working with the promotions committee to bring together fundraisers and events, help to promote Baldwin City, which is at the end of the day, a lot of what we're about is making Baldwin City better and stronger and promoting our town both to our residents and externally.
Thank you, Lynn. Absolutely. I mean, beautifully put, and such a vital committee to what we're trying to achieve here in Baldwin City. And finally, our Economic Vitality Committee, Sandy Chapman from Homegrown Yoga, who is in the midst of opening this magnificent spa resort location, who could not join us this morning, understandably. However, Glenn Rodden, our city administrator, is here this morning to represent that committee. And I'd like just a few quick words, Glenn, if you would, about perhaps the grant that we are going forward with for the rail to trail, and also what's happening with our brick streets that has just been approved, and moving forward with that.
Yeah. For those who don't know, we've had a tourist train here for a long while, since the 80s, and that's undergone some changes here in the past couple of years. And they're in a transformation period right now. So, but one thing that's been constant is we have been working for the past almost 5 years on a rail and trail project would link Baldwin City with Ottawa, which already has a Prairie Spirit Trail and the Flint Hills Trail. So we applied for a now $20 million federal grant that would link it, that would accomplish the whole project all at once. We were going to do it in pieces, but there's a lot of federal money out there, so why not go for it? So don't know what our chances are. I mean, it's a nationwide competition, so it's very intensively but you don't win if you don't play, I guess. So we have our grant in there, and the other thing that Laura's talked about, the brick streets, we talked about forever. They're part of our city, and we're going to go forward here with some sort of plan here in the near future to replace at least the downtown brick street. So we're working toward that goal here as a city. We'll get there. It's taken forever, but we'll eventually get there. So those are two big, everything we're talking about costs millions of dollars. So just hold on, we'll get there. There's ways to do this, I promise.
Thank you, Glenn. We appreciate you being here. And finally, just a few words from our mayor, who is behind me, Casey Simino, who really has his finger on the pulse of what's happening here in Baldwin City and making some vitally important things happen here. And so I'd like for him to perhaps have a final word on just an overview of Baldwin City. Casey.
Yeah, as Glenn alluded to, we have we actually have two grants we applied for, one through the state and one through the federal government for $20 million each. So whichever gives us the money there wins, I guess. We'll put it on that. So that'll be a big deal. We're expecting tens of thousands of people that would visit our community through tourism if we were awarded that and the trail was built. We're also working closely with getting our sidewalks. A lot of people are aware that we were awarded $3 to $4 million worth of grants for sidewalks. We still have two large projects coming on that's going to finish out our trail system within our city limits. So once that's completed, our community will be much more walkable than it was prior. So those are kind of, and as Glenn alluded to also, our brick streets, that's kind of our big project over the next couple of years. That'll be a long-term project, but we do intend and hope to restore our brick streets back to their original character, just much more smoother than what they are today.
So that's it, folks. That's Baldwin City and our progress thus far in Main Street. And we are delighted with all the things that are happening here. So thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk to everyone about all things Baldwin City.
Hey, that's exciting, and we really probably didn't expect any less of you guys to just have a ton of stuff to tell us about. So keep up the great work and great job. So we'll open it up. Does anybody have any questions? Don't be shy. Now's your chance to ask another community how they're doing things or what's happening.
Well, and we hope you'll all come and visit this summer. There's going to be so much happening here. Live music, concert events, the farmers market will be massive. We've already got 40 vendors signed up for that. We have people from The Voice coming in concert. I mean, it's going to be a fabulous summer in Baldwin City.
I have a couple questions. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
It's Terry Butler from Junction City. The rails to trail, I would love to know how to connect Junction City into this rails to trails. I've been connecting with Dave Baker. I don't know if you have any tidbits. I've been researching stuff, but just a minute or two, if you had any research, points of contact, the process, I don't know, just anything about that. And then farmers market, we're looking at trying to do a city market or farmers market in 2023, but how you tie in the farmers market into, because they have their own rules, adding vendors, adding music, adding so on and so forth. So if anybody has anything to share about that, I'd be appreciative of that. And I'm going to turn off because of the baby, if that's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources for rail to trail. We're doing, keep in mind, we're doing a rail and trail, so the rail is going to stay there. We'll be the only one that in the state of Kansas that does that. There's other states that have that, but there's no other one here. You can start with the folks at the state level, and then there has been a conference on rail trails and just trails actually in January, and we got a lot of information, a lot of contact. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they haven't had it for 2 years, but that's usually in January, right in Topeka. So there's a lot of people with the Rail Trail Conservancy. If you haven't touched base with them yet, it's a national organization. We also have a state, and there's regional rail trail conservancies here in the state of Kansas too, and they're a great resource. So I would touch base with them first.
Jeanette, would you like to address the question about the farmers market and how this has all come about?
Sure. So our farmers and makers market really speaks to the power of a Main Street community. And let me explain that. The Art Center, its tradition was before the art, we rehabilitated actual functioning lumberyard, that a store that was built in 1914. Before it was renovated, the Art Center really started as a periodic art walks. So that happened on its own. We have Saturday farmers markets, and then we have music that occurs throughout our community. The power of Main Street is that working with Lori Trojan at the Chamber of Commerce, we really recognize what's a fundraising mechanism that we could use for Main Street. What if we utilize farmers and craft market, makers market, as that's Main Street? And under Main Street is all of the wonderful elements of creating a cultural, historic arts district with the Lumberyard Art Center, with all of our local producers, embedding them into the fabric of downtown in a very meaningful way that produces economic return, not only for producers, but for visitors, citizens of Baldwin City, under this umbrella of Main Street, with having our promotions team helping us to market this broadly. So our farmers and craft market is starting this year, really pulling all this together for 4 months on the third Fridays, 5 to 8. And it includes live local music, which is a new program of the Lumberyard Art Center. But the power of this is that it really invites every downtown business to be a part of it and to share and enjoy and celebrate our community right in the heart of downtown, while bringing folks to downtown and embedding our history, because part of this is the library, the lumberyard, the city worked to create a walking tour of our murals, and our first female mayor, Lucy Sweet Sullivan, and a guided walking, biking, or riding tour that can all be done during the farmers and craft market. And to put this in full circle, our mission statement, all of those elements are seen through this event. So we're very excited to watch this flourish and grow this year and in years to come. And it's the power of Main Street.
Thank you very much. And I hope maybe I can connect with you further when I'm not so distracted to maybe get some of the details, because we're starting now for next year. I really appreciate that information very much. Thank you.
Like, if you, Shelley, Scott, obviously have my email. Just reach out to me and I can hook you up with Jeanette. We can all have conversation about how to help you get started with that. We did a test pilot last year of the farmers market. We just ran one and it was crazy successful. So we just decided to sort of do it in a bigger way this year and for longer. So, but we're happy to just, kind of, direct you to resources just that we've used if it helps you.
And again, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
I might mention that I dropped in links to the National Rails to Trails Conservancy and the State of Kansas Conservancy as well. And Lori, if you're okay with this, I'll drop your email in the chat as well.
Please, yes, I'll do whatever we can to help, We're so new. We are so new to the Main Street program, really. I mean, we consider our launch was in December, mid-December, when you all came to visit and Joy came, and it was wonderful, the 2 days of instruction that we got. And we kind of look at that as our, kickoff. And so we consider ourselves just about 4 months in, really, where we've been active and formed the committees and really began the work. So we're very new. We're just, sticking our toes in the water, but we feel pleased that it's been as successful as it has so far. It's just the community really rallying and supporting the whole program.
That's awesome. Any other questions? All right. Well, I think that will be a wrap then. If there are no other questions, I appreciate Lori and everybody there in Baldwin City and your involvement today, not only just in this session, but in everything you're doing there to help downtown and the community. We're proud of what you're doing and keep up the great work. Just a reminder, the next Main Street Monday will be on Monday, June 13th, will be the next Main Street Monday, and that will feature Belleville. So that'll be exciting to hear what they've been doing there, and Waylon has been doing a great job. So we're looking forward to that session. So if there's no other questions or comments, we'll let you guys get off to your week, and we'll see some of you in Richmond, and then we'll see you on the call in a month from now.